In this video, we are going to cover each type of planet, each designation, and then a recommendation for each. The normal vanilla planets are as follows. Arid, desert, and savanna are dry worlds. Dry worlds tend to have more energy districts, so if your build uses a lot of energy, you will want to pick a dry planet as your preferred planet. Also, look for and secure these worlds when you are exploring. Alpine, Arctic, and Tundra are frozen worlds. They have more mineral districts on average. If your build needs minerals, choose that and look for them when exploring. Continental, ocean, and tropical are wet planets. They tend to have more food, so are usually less desirable as a pick than frozen or dry worlds. Still worth colonizing though. Gaia worlds have the highest habitability. There are special modifiers and ascension perks that relate to these worlds. Otherwise, treat them like any other basic planet. Tomb worlds have the worst habitability normally out of all the planets. There are special events that may trigger after colonizing them. Ecumenopolis or arcologies are made through the arcology decision. This requires the arcology project ascension perk. If you are able to build them, do so. Especially on your Forge and Unity worlds. They have special districts that are super powerful and expensive. They also have all building slots open. Relic worlds have a large planet size and can be restored to an ecumenopolis through a decision. This comes from the Remnant's origin and can be a good choice for normal vanilla empires. Hive worlds have 100% habitability, a resource bonus, and start with all building slots open. They are exclusive to Hive Mind empires, available through the Hive Worlds Ascension perk. Hive Worlds also have a large amount of available districts, so if it only had 4 mining districts before, it will have way more after conversion. Machine worlds are very similar to Hive worlds, except they are for machine intelligence empires only, and have 0% habitability for non-machine species. The only exception is driven assimilator cyborg pods. Now we go into planetary designations. You choose a planet's designation by clicking the button next to automation. There are usually many things to select from. I will only cover the basic designations, but those should still give you an idea of how the special planet designations work as well. Generator worlds are straightforward. They build generator districts faster and increase the energy credits technicians produce. You want to designate most planets with a high amount of generator districts a generator world. Mining worlds are just like generator worlds. Faster building and more mineral production for miners. Select this designation for planets with a lot of mining districts. Tech worlds do not have research production, but instead they have monthly cost reduction, allowing you to support more research labs. There is also research lab build speed. Fortress worlds build strongholds faster and reduce orbital bombardment damage. Other than that, not really much point in setting this designation if you are not doing automation. Refinery worlds increase strategic resources production on the world, like exotic gases, volatile modes, and rare crystals. It is good to have a couple of these worlds in your empire, especially later on. Forge worlds have faster industrial district build speed. It also makes them cost less monthly minerals. The most important thing they can do is force your districts to produce only alloys instead of consumer goods. You really cannot have enough of these, especially later in the game. Industrial worlds increase industrial district build speed. They give half the upkeep production of forge or factory worlds. This might be good if you're too low on planets to turn into forge and factory worlds, as they produce alloys and consumer goods both. Factory worlds do the same thing as forge worlds except with consumer goods instead of alloys. You will most likely want at least a few worlds with this designation. Agri worlds give more agriculture district build speed as well as food production. You only want a couple worlds full of agriculture districts. When you do, though, make sure you set it to this designation. Unification, ecclesiastical, and sanctuary worlds produce more unity from their workers. It is good to spam these if you are low on unity production. Urban worlds increase trade. They are useful for trade builds. Nest worlds and machine nexus decrease monthly cost of buildings and districts and have a 5% complex drone output. These are for hive and machine empires. These worlds are optimal to use in place of tech worlds. Rural and fringe planets are more of a niche designation. They increase district speed for your basic resources, minerals, energy, and food. Rural fringe planets increase production of these. You may use this if a planet has a lot of mixed districts and you don't want to deal with it. Now we have capital designations. Pre-3.8 vanilla empires only had an empire capital as their designation. Now they can specialize just like other planets can. Factory capitals increase consumer goods output. This is great if you're teching and want to produce lots of research labs very quickly. It also adds more artisan jobs and removes alloy producing jobs that in turn produce even more consumer goods. If you are going for consumer goods, this is a really powerful option. Forge capital increases alloy output, the same way factory capital increases goods. If you're an aggressive empire, this is just the thing to bully other empires early game. Trade capital is great for trade value. You could do this early game with consumer benefits for a huge boost to credits and consumer goods early game. Capital extraction world is good early game if you are low on a particular resource and you just cannot find enough planets. It can also be great with automation. Hive capital is the same as a regular capital. Machine capital produces slightly more resources than regular or hive empires. I recommend when you start the game, if you are a vanilla empire, you can do one of two things. Make an extraction capital. Make your second planet a forge, industrial, or factory world depending on what you need. Third planet is optional. Or you can bank hard on alloys and pick forge capital. Be prepared for a consumer goods deficit. Second and third planet is whatever basic resources the planets offer. When a planet has a lot of mining districts, make it a mining world. If it has lots of generator districts, make it a generator world. Not a lot of agriculture, mining, or generator districts, make it a forge or factory world. If there is hardly any districts, make it a tech or unity world. And so on and so on. I think that covers most of the important stuff. Hopefully this guide has helped you in some way. I'll see you next time.